but I'm working for AOL. I'm working weird hours. But the good thing was, Hage Chaser, this is the time that companies come with Yabu.
Yeah.
So I can get home, take a quick shower or a bath, and actually go for an interview.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Course,
So,
yeah.
So I'm going
So
to...
night shift type of thing.
Night shift. They expand up to you.
Okay.
I mean, at some point there, I remember getting 31 and someone kicking to the headphone, chief. I was working when she played the cricket, like I spot. Yeah,
like you want a commitment.
I'm young.
Yeah.
For me, it's no commitment. Like I'm the saddest person.
Welcome. Lebitso la ka ke Tshepo Tshinyi. Some call me New Age Stapora, some call me Dirty Harry. It's not what you call me that's important, it's what I answer to. I'd like to welcome you officially to the Underdogs, baby. The Underdogs. So this is a show about ordinary people doing extraordinary things that live in our community but are never profiled. So if you know someone like that in your community, hit us up and they might find themselves here right next to me. So without any further ado, I want to introduce you to one of my closest friends, who's also an extraordinary person, Bafwe too. Away. So as mentioned, my inaugural guest, right, for the first episode of The Underdogs is none other than Thabo Mokgatlhe. Welcome, brother.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
How are you guys? Hope you're all doing good.
We good.
I'm alright.
We good.
I'm alright, man.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Congratulations on this new show.
Appreciate it.
I'm the luckiest man I have. So you all know what you all need to do. Get the link below, subscribe, follow, keep watching, share it with your friends. And yeah, that's it. Congratulations, my man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. As the first guest of the show, my guy, first guest of the show, you get the hardest questions. Like, but I trust you, and I know you can handle them.
Yeah.
So, tell me, my guy, how you doing? Like, for real. Like, how you doing?
We'll talk. I'm good. I'm well.
Yeah.
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I said earlier when we were speaking that people, speak about being blessed, but they monetize this thing,
Yeah.
People think when you're buying a house, you got a car, you get a promotion at work, then you're blessed. But no, the fact that we woke up, bro.
Yeah.
The fact that we're today,
Yeah.
you're able to breathe, you got both your hands,
Yeah.
you're able to walk. Very blessed. So I'm very, very blessed. Very blessed, yeah.
Yeah, so you're doing well.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm blessed, my brother.
No, good news, Broaka, good news. Look, Broaka, The Underdog is mainly a show that we want to talk about everything and anything, right?
Yeah.
But right now, we're profiling Tabo, right?
Yeah.
So we want to know about who Tabo is, but people want to know, who is Tabo? Tabo Gemai.
Yeah. This show is called The Underdog. So the real truth about it is the fact that I'm just an ordinary guy.
Yeah.
I'm just an ordinary guy from Kokasi, born and bred in Midlands, going to fire stand up. So born and bred Kokasi. I had a bit of both worlds, a lot in the hood, and a bit, not even a bit, but a whole lot also from the suburbs. So, I'm just best of both worlds, if you can put it that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's who I am. I'm just an ordinary guy who's got experiences in both ends of this world, and I'm trying to balance it all, at some point. So I'm still struggling with balance, but I got it. But yeah, that's what I am.
All right. Tiboza, I don't want to get too controversial too early. Obvious.
Yeah.
Tell me, what is it that you do, Boak? What is it that you do? How to I was saying who we are spending? What is it that you do?
First of all, I'm a professional. So by profession, I'm an IT specialist. I've got a 9 to 5. I work for the government, and then I also then try to dwell into other things on the side. At some point in my life, I was a big event coordinator. We used to do a lot of events with one of our other friends that you know about. Yeah. And I'm sure at some point he'll come onto this platform.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but we used to work together doing events, and now I'm just trying to dwell into other things, like I was saying earlier on when we were speaking, that you find yourself networking with a lot of people. Meaning now you are a welder, and now you realize that there's money in welding, steel fabrication, there's a lot of money in it. So mining, doesn't matter what it is, but if you find yourself in that platform or in that line of network with people networking in that field, then you try to get into it. So that's what I do.
Right, so Tabo is a professional IT specialist, right? Mm. Give us a breakdown. How did that come about? I mean, I've heard about IT. Not IT, in fact, computer guys, IT. That's it.
True. And that is true. And this is where I started also. When I started getting into IT, I was literally a literal IT tech, where you used to somebody's machine, after doing, there's a course, IT called A+. After you completed that course, they give you a bit of a case. That case had to come with a little bit of screwdrivers and all these mechanical things that you can actually use to open up a laptop. So that's where you start. Okay. That you need to get to, start there. Yeah. Because without the understanding of how information technology work, you can't start working on applications or a server if you can't even open up a laptop.
Yeah.
So that's where you start. Yeah. And that's where I started. Yeah. But funny enough, I never studied for IT. Initially, that was not what I actually studied for IT. Initially, I was studying to do engineering. I was an engineering student, and I did it for 3 years. And 2 years now, it's a great engineering.
Wait, am I young?
Yeah.
You were studying engineering?
Yeah.
So you had love for engineering. Norata, mechanic. And how did that come about, right?
In school, I was a smart student. So I used to do maths, biology, and science and accounting. Okay. So I was quite good in biology, science, and accounting. Because I actually loved being a doctor. So I went to an Indian school. So being a doctor was like second nature, because of every other second Indian person was becoming a doctor. So becoming a doctor was part of my plan. And this is why I actually did science, maths, and biology.
Okay.
And then obviously being black and coming from the hood, Thabo Mokgatlhe, things like that, money to go to university and whatnot. So I ended up doing engineering, which required that I had maths and science, which I already had and I actually loved and I was actually good at. So I ended up having to do to study engineering. And I did it for my first, second, and third year. Yeah, we did it for 3 years, but you're being mixed up with specific crowds and doing certain things. And then at some point in my life, I decided to say, let me take a gap year, because I remember I had failed a module. There was like 2 modules that I had failed, and I felt like I'm losing my mind. So I felt like, let me take a gap year and I'll go back and finish it off. Yeah. But now time is going.
Obvious.
You get your friends now, you don't know what you do with your life. And then I had to get a job.
Okay.
So I remember one of my father's friends organized an interview for me. It was actually, was it Intel? Don't quite remember. I think it was Intel, where I actually was invited for an interview. Yeah, I think so. So I went to the interview, and it was for IT. Yeah. So I had to get a job, man. Yeah. So I went for this interview, and I didn't get the job. And, unfortunately, it's because I didn't have any qualifications for IT at that time. Yeah. Remember,
you're doing engineering.
I'm doing engineering, and I'm on a gap year. So I don't have any, IT qualifications. Yeah. So I was then advised, no, Chief, You know?
Yeah.
Be quick about it. Get in there and get a course now IT so we can get you into Intel so you can
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I jump into it. I do my first course. I do my A+. I do my A++. I'm doing my N+ now. Now N+ is networking. So now I'm past the unscrewing and screwing back on a normal PC.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting into networking.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So then I'm starting to go to interviews. No longer just in Intel, but I'm going to all these other companies.
Yeah.
You know? While I'm doing the interviews, I'm actually working. I remember working for, I never wanted to mention companies, but I'll mention this specifically.
I hope there's a backstory to this, or at least an explanation as to why you're mentioning this company.
Yeah. So I worked for this huge IT company. It's a huge IT company in South Africa. But prior for me to work in there, I worked in the same vicinity, but for a different company.
Oh.
So I used to work for America Online, AOL.
Okay.
It was a call center environment.
Okay.
It was crazy because we used to work, back hours because America, when it's this time, I'm South African.
Yeah, the time difference.
Yeah.
It's like 7 hours, 8 hours.
Type of situation, right? When it's so, but you gotta take calls.
Yeah.
Right? I used to work with one rapper. There's a guy who's a rapper now. He's a celebrity. We used to work together. Anyway, so I used to work there. But it was crazy because at America Online, they had to take you to training for learning how to speak American English.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you need to sound like you are
in America when you're taking the call.
Yeah.
So the American person should not know that they're speaking to a South African person.
Yeah, of course.
So you have to learn the accent and not saying preschool and saying kindergarten, things like that.
So Mustang.
Yeah, that type of thing. Right. So I'm looking for the job, but I'm working for AOL. I'm working weird hours. Replace whatever we need to replace, screw it back on, give it back to the client.
Is there a reason why my IT so at least a laptop?
Yeah. Because of everybody to IT people, they're dumb. That's why I'm like, because of sometimes the problem is not really the device.
Yeah.
Sometimes the problem is between the device and the chair.
Yeah.
And that's the joke that IT people used to make.
Okay.
So usually the problem is between the device and the chair.
Yeah.
So which means the actual user.
Okay.
Yeah. Moto says password is bad. But in actual fact, who limits the password?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I forgot that it's fine.
True.
You understand? Yeah. So the problem then is between the device and the chair.
The chair being the device.
The problem is you, because you are in between the device and the chair. So the problem. You get exactly. So the problem is usually between the device and the chair.
Yeah, so, it took some time.
Yeah.
So, anyway, where are you now? Where are you working now?
Yeah.
You're still a specialist, right? So
yeah.
Where are you working now?
So now I'm an IT specialist. I moved away from being your normal IT tech.
Okay.
And the reason I had to do that is when I then moved, I worked for the big IT company I spoke about. I moved and I went to another big corporate company. It was not an IT company, but I was doing IT in that company.
Yeah, of course.
Worked there for a couple of years. And then I got an opportunity to become a consultant in government. So I was consulting as I'm working for another company. And then I got an opportunity to apply for a job there. And actually, I didn't even apply. I got absorbed into
by the department.
By the department because of the kind of work I was doing. So they realized that, hey, Chief, we need this situation in-house. We can no longer afford to be paying these people or this company for the services of this guy. Can we just absorb this guy? So that's exactly what happened. Then I got absorbed into. I never applied. I never went to an interview.
So you were that good, my guy.
I was that good. I was actually got absorbed from being a consultant into government.
Wow.
So yeah, I work for
That's amazing. That's amazing. Anshay, any advice that you got when you got to start working? Well, after about absorb.
Yeah.
Any advice that you got there, Alfie?
So when I got absorbed as your normal IT person, and I was doing whatever it is that I was doing at that time.
Yeah.
Then I met this gentleman who he's a father to a guy that I know, very very close guy that I know. His father was working, and and this man was in a very good position in the IT department. And we once got to have a conversation. I was at the house, we're having dinner, and he's a specialist. He's a security specialist.
Okay.
That man. And he advised, and I was like, but Baba, how are you a specialist?
Yeah.
How did you become? And he said to me, Tabo, the best thing you can do for yourself is that you need to differentiate yourself from the normal people. You need to do things that other people cannot do, which then makes you special. And for me, it meant that if, for example, I'm an IT tech or I'm a developer, and there's 20 of us in the department, and they had to get rid of people, they would get rid of all of us.
Yeah.
Or 5 of us, or 10 of us. And
or 15.
Or 15.
And just leave 5.
Right, and I could be one of the 15 that's been let go. But if you are a specialist and you specialize in whatever field that you are in, you become special.
Yeah.
You are one of the people that a department or whatever it is or unit can get rid of.
Yeah.
So looking at that time, and then lucky enough, there were times where people were being retrenched from banks and all these companies.
We just had COVID?
Yeah, before even COVID.
Yeah.
So people were being retrenched from banks and all these private companies and whatnot. But I was never being one to be looked at to be one of the people to be let go of. Because of I was specializing in a specific application that I had to study. So how do I explain this? So when I was consulting on that specific application, but I was only specializing on to a certain level on that application. But then when I got absorbed to government, I then had to study in order for me to become holistically be a specialist of that specific application. So meaning that I would have been the only person, and I'm still are and still is the only person that deals with that specific application for the entire department.
Damn.
So if tomorrow they don't want people in government, we must retrench people. I am not one of the people they are looking at.
Because we're specialized.
I'm
specialized.
That's what I do. So that's how I got to be a specialist in the application department.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid. I'll change it. Sharp. I know you personally. I know you're a father. Right? We are living in 2023. So many social issues. So many things going on. So many moving pieces.
Right.
How are you navigating parenting? Right? And I'm not saying it's easier now or it was easier back then. I just want the perspective of someone that is actually a parent right now with social media, reality TV, raising teenagers, raising girls. Raising girls, my guy. Men raising girls. How are you navigating that space?
I am a father Tshepo to the most beautifulest girl. And I'm not saying this because she's my daughter.
Of course.
Damn, that girl is beautiful. It's a problem. So I'm a father to a teenager. My daughter's name. It's like Tabo, guys. I don't know if you ever get to know where I am and find me on social media, and you'll see my daughter. Pretty lovely. Crazy. So, Tabo, being a father in the day and age that we are in, it's tough. It's tough. With our parents, it definitely would have been easy because for them it was just pull out a stick, pull out a broom, pull out a shoe, pull out something.
But we better people for that.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying for them, whatever problem, pull out the belt, pull out the stick, pull out a shoe, pull out something, and that problem is gone. We can't. We can't pull out anything to deal with whatever problem that we are faced with.
Yeah.
You know, so being a parent is hard for both women and men.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say it's better for this one, harder for this one. No, it's hard, Chief. It really is hard for both mothers, for fathers. It's really hard. Whether you're raising a daughter, whether you're raising a son, it's hard. Because of, you can't really, we don't know. We don't have the answers to the problems that these kids are facing.
Yeah.
Because of the problems that these kids are facing are problems we never faced.
Are different from our problems.
They're way different.
Yeah.
So we don't know how to deal with their problems.
Yeah.
So that's why it's hard for us. And because of, we can't pull out a stick.
Yeah.
You
go
can't
to
pull out
jail,
a
bro.
belt. Exactly.
You go to jail.
So it's hard. So now, in the 21st century, most parents are riding the wave, Chief.
Yeah.
You ride the wave. Where the current takes you, you stay on that surfing board and you ride that wave. You hold on because of, I figured kids bahola ka the stage, and every time it's stage that lasts a while.
Puberty.
Teenage, you know, so it lasts, you know, so whatever stage your child is at, you got to ride that wave. You got to hold on. Stay on that surfboard. Do not fall over. Because when you fall over, this is when you start feeling that you failed your child. You know, you start getting into this dark hole and whatnot. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to make sure that you stay on that surfboard and you ride that wave with your child.
Yeah.
That is the best you can do for your child right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, I have to say, I am really, really proud of the men I'm surrounded by. Right. Because you guys are father figures. My friend. You know, you're father figures not only to your own children, but to children within the community as well.
Yeah.
People look up to you. Right? And people see you with your whip of it. You know, like, oh man, that's my car. Right? And that's exciting. I mean, that's role model type things. Right? And for you to say ride the wave, I completely understand that. Because obviously, I mean, there's so many things that are happening right now. You know, you can't force the fellow. No, yes, I am. Yeah. So, okay. No, on a flop where Mr. Fatherhood, time on a little tap. We are switching gears, man.
Yeah.
We're switching gears, bro.
Yeah.
On child, your advice to someone right now, I know you're also married, so this is why I'm posing this to you. Your advice to, of course you are. Your advice to someone looking to get married right now. Is it a yes or a no? If it's a yes, why? If it's a no, why? What is your take on marriage right now?
Both.
It's both. Okay.
It's both.
Yes.
Because at some point, as a person, as a human being, you're going to need someone.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
I always make this typical example to everyone I speak to about marriage. That we're not going to spend like this. They don't have a couch next to your bed. They've got a chair. That's one person. So come what may.
That is so dope. That is so dope.
The day you wake up or whatever it is, when you turn around, you're gonna find that chair and you're gonna expect somebody to be sitting in that chair. Question is, who's gonna be sitting in that chair?
Okay.
It's not a couch. And all your friends. No. One chair. At some point.
And then the no. Let's move to the no.
The no is, hey, things are tough these days in China.
Yeah.
The entire social media situation.
Okay.
The entire external forces things, force things.
Yeah.
Events, social media,
reality
TV,
so many
girl
nuances,
power, all that plays a role in how a lot of women think.
Okay.
It has an effect on men, but it doesn't have that much effect on men as much as women. It has a huge a mammoth effect on women.
And what is your issue there? Getting floppy out.
You can't control it. My issue is you can't control the the effect that comes from outside. You can't. The minute she comes here, and I'm sorry to use that word, I'm not even gonna say woman like style. I'm saying a lady from Komahang was saying next about Joes.
Yeah.
But when she gets here, the external factors will play a role in how she thinks and how she acts.
Yeah.
And especially towards men.
Okay.
I'm an advocate for men.
Yeah.
I promise you. I'm so much of an advocate for men because I'm a man and I know what men go through. Women always say men don't listen. They're always taking out message, but men don't listen to what they say. But none of these women actually listen to anything that men say.
Okay.
They are constantly telling men on how to be men. But when we tell them what we need from them, they don't listen.
I see.
So that's why to me it's both. Because it's not like before. Like you say, even with parenting, it's not like before.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different effects, a lot of different things that play a role in how people think these days. So it's harder. So right now you gotta be very, very
tuned in.
Tuned in, right? You gotta be woke.
Vibrational.
You gotta be woke, my brother.
Alright, my G. Alright. Thank you. Thank you first and foremost. Thank you so much for blessing us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you for blessing us, for being the first.
Yeah.
We will have you back, don't you? We're gonna have you back.
I hope so.
Definitely. We're gonna have you back.
I hope so.
We're gonna have you back. I have one more question for you. And I think this question is deep for me because this show primarily wants to talk about how we can, influence our younger generation to seek out more for their lives, right? And this question is, Boaka, what advice would you give to your 19 or 20-year-old self? Where you are right now, and looking at that guy, what advice would you give to that guy?
Focus.
Yeah.
Be in it. Take every opportunity.
Yeah.
Every opportunity given to you to learn, you take it.
Yeah.
And focus on it. A lot of distractions are here.
Yeah.
And that only helps you to tell stories on, hey, I used to. This is all you're gonna get. Past tense for not focusing.
Yeah.
The focus will get you to where you want to be.
Yeah.
Taking every chance to learn will get you where you want to be.
Yeah.
It will teach you a lot. It really will teach you a lot. It doesn't matter what it is. You want to be a doctor, but your neighbor's a mechanic. Go learn to be a mechanic. Carry on and focus being a doctor, but go learn mechanics. Just like one day, but you will know what to do.
Yeah.
You will have some sort of idea. So every chance given to you to learn, you take.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's some solid words of wisdom.
My brother.
Words of wisdom, my friend. Words of wisdom. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah. Thank you to Tabo. All right. Thank you, Tabo. Our first ever guest.
Yeah.
Thanks to you for watching. And just want to say before I leave, before Slon. I just want to say, you're only as good as you think you are. If you don't think you're good, then you're probably not. If you think you are, then you probably are. Don't never doubt yourself. And I get Tshepo Tshinyi Peele, and out! The Munat.